Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to our UC Berkeley virtual campus visit. Let's go. I am so excited to welcome you all to this virtual space where you can get to know a lot about UC Berkeley, hear from our students. We have a lot of people here willing and waiting to give you all of the amazing information that comes with UC Berkeley. We're super excited. We're super enthusiastic about our campus and we love talking about it. So we are so happy to have you here so we can talk about it. Yes. Just give it a couple more seconds and then we can go ahead and get started. People are coming on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love it. All righty, so we can go ahead and get started. Moving on to our next slide. Let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Izzy. I'm currently a second year here at UC Berkeley studying media studies with a minor in Korean, Spanish, and journalism. And I go by the she, her series for pronouns. And I will be your moderator today. Super excited about to welcome you to UC Berkeley. So let's go ahead and get started with our first poll. Let's do a little interaction. Please answer, what type of visitor are you? The poll will come up on your screen very shortly. Right now, there it is. So please answer, what type of visitor are you? Are you an admitted student or family member? Are you a waitlisted student or family member? Maybe a prospective high school student or family member? Middle school? Do we have any community college? Do we have any school teachers, counselors? Come on in. Let's get 100% participation. We're almost there. Let's keep going. Let's go ahead. Click in where you're coming from. Couple more people. Let's keep going. Click in where you're coming from. Awesome. So it looks like a majority of people are here from high school student, your prospective high school student or family member. So welcome. And then we also have a couple other. Personally, wonder what the other entails, but everyone is welcome here. So super happy that you decided to spend your evening, spend your morning, spend your afternoon with us here at UC Berkeley. Alrighty. So you can move on to the agenda. What are you about to get in stored for today? So we have a 45-minute presentation. Um, Throughout this presentation, we'll be going through history and facts, housing and dining, all that good stuff. We will not be talking about admissions. That is a separate presentation hosted by the admissions office, but we'll be going through all the amazing things that come with the Berkeley experience, from colleges to education and all that good stuff. Please type your questions in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom poll. You are in the presence of so many amazing UC Berkeley students. So take advantage of that for the next couple minutes and really ask us, really pick our brains. We have a lot of great UC Berkeley students on the back end that are ready and excited to answer your questions. So take advantage that you're in the presence of so many students right now and really ask those questions in the chat or in the Q&A section. We do have a lot of interactive polls throughout this whole presentation. So you just saw we just did one right there. We have a couple more, so stay tuned, stay focused, so we can get to know you a little bit more from where you're coming. Awesome. And then all of our virtual visits recordings are available on our website and our Instagram, which I'll discuss later at the end of our tour today. Our YouTube, sorry, are available on our YouTube, which I'll discuss later at the end of our tour today. You can check out virtual visits if in case you miss anything that you want to go back to, or maybe you just wanted to share this tour with people that weren't able to make it today. Totally okay. We have the opportunity for you in our YouTube space as well. Again, we're just going over a lot of great student perspective, college, housing, and more. And no admissions or financial aid information is in this specific presentation. Again, the admissions presentation has their separate one. And then at the end of the day, we will have Q&A. So after our 45-minute presentation, we'll have about 15 minutes for Q&A, where we can answer some of your questions out loud and hear from our tour guides as well. So please ask questions, be engaged, and you'll have a great tour. Now, speaking of our tour guides, we have two amazing tour guides that are going to get you started with your presentation or with your tour. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to them.
Hi everyone, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Rena. I use the she, her pronouns, and I'm originally from Folsom, California, which is about 2 hours north of Berkeley. I am a senior, which is kind of insane to say because I don't really know how the last couple of years have flown by so quickly, and I study legal studies and public policy. When I am not being a campus ambassador, I'm also part of our student government. I do research at the law school at the Civil Justice Research Initiative. I also have another part-time job on campus at the Othering and Belonging Institute. and I'll pass it to my co-tour guide.
Hi guys, good morning, evening, wherever your time zone is, like whatever that is. Welcome. I'm super happy to be touring you guys around in this virtual space. I'm Kail. Um, I use the pronouns he, him. I'm originally from Murrieta, California, which is about an hour north of San Diego, in SoCal. I'm currently a junior studying economics and psychology. Some things I do outside of being a campus ambassador or tour guide or talking to you guys right now. I'm a student advisor at the admissions office. So I work for admissions, answer any questions on the phone, and do a little bit of like social media work for them. I also am a tutor for the Athletic Study Center, which is the basically the study center for the for Cal Athletics. So I tutor about 15 different student athletes on calculus and things related to that. I also interned for Berkeley Skydeck, which is our startup incubator. So I definitely know quite a bit about the entrepreneurial culture here at Berkeley, and I'm happy to share that during this tour. And I'll talk more about that in a bit. Okay, so we'll go on to whatever's next. So some key topics we're going to be going over during this tour. So there's history and culture. We'll be talking about academics, housing and dining, health and safety, student resources, student life, which is like my favorite thing to talk about, athletics, and libraries and research. All right. So Rena, on to you for the overview and history.
Thanks, Gail. So just to get you situated a little bit about where Berkeley is, where Berkeley came from, we were founded in 1868. We are the first University of California campus. So as you know, or you might know, we have a bunch of sister schools now across the state of California, but we were the first, which is why you'll often hear us be referred to as many different nicknames. And sometimes it gets really confusing, but we have nicknames like Cal, UC Berkeley, Berkeley, or the full name, University of California, Berkeley. We call ourselves the Golden Bears, and our mascot is Oski the Bear, which you can see at that top left picture on your screen. He's extremely lovable. He sort of just like floats around campus, is the best way that I can put it. But if you're ever up here for different like big sporting events, Cal Day, homecoming, anything like that, you will definitely see Oski running around saying hi, taking pictures with everyone. Our student body, as of fall 2023, was about 33,000 undergraduates and about 13,000 graduate students. And I know those are very big numbers and like super stressful to hear just from the bat, but I promise that throughout the rest of this tour, Kail and I will both be talking about different ways that you can make a big campus feel a lot smaller, particularly through like student life and things like that. So I totally get it. Super overwhelming to think of the fact that there will be like 33,000 other undergraduates alongside you, but just know that it feels much smaller once you're actually here. And just a couple of campus landmarks that I want to point out. The first one is going to be that video on your top right. That is the Campanile. That is the bell and clock tower that stands at the center of our campus. It's definitely one of the most iconic landmarks, I think, and one of the main things that people think of when they think of Berkeley. Really, really beautiful. You can take an elevator right to the top and get a lovely view of the surrounding Bay Area. And then at the bottom right picture is of Sather Gate. That is our big entrance onto campus, places that people will take their grad pictures or their commitment photos when they commit to Berkeley. And if anyone here has ever watched Monsters University, you may be thinking to yourself, wow, the Sather Gate and the Campanile look really familiar. And it's because Monsters University, the animators, Pixar, actually drew inspiration from Berkeley's campus to create their campus. So Berkeley's sort of like the closest thing to real life Monsters University that you can get, which is pretty cool.
All right, so going on to culture, we are a culture of change makers in whatever way. I think something that brings a lot of us Berkeley students in together is our passion for like whatever we do, whether it's going into law, becoming a doctor, becoming an entrepreneur, going to business, engineering. Everyone here is passionate about something and they are definitely involved in finding opportunities to get there. I like to say, like from my own personal experience, that Berkeley is really what you put into it, right? Opportunity is everywhere at Berkeley, and I can definitely say from my own experience that it's really everywhere, and you just have to keep your eyes wide open. It's all over the place. Something that we have that's pretty unique to our campus, or something that people know about, is our free speech. and activism. Berkeley is a center of free speech where um, like if there's anything on your mind, you are welcome to talk about it. We are a very tolerant space, and you'll find people from all sorts of backgrounds, beliefs, anything of that nature. So it is a very open space. Like I said, very passionate people, involved people. You'll see that probably through Rena and I when we introduce ourselves. So that's definitely something. Entrepreneurship, that's something that I kind of got into the realm of. Like I said before, I'm a Skydeck intern. So basically, they support and fund startups for Berkeley alumni and students that want to get into entrepreneurship. I was able to through them. I was able to intern as a business development intern for a AI phone agent startup, which basically it's a AI that has like a hyper realistic human voice that's meant to automate short phone calls. So that's something pretty cool that I'm working on. And there's a massive entrepreneurship ecosystem. Like there's a lot of entrepreneurship classes as well. I'd also like to mention that there's plenty of students on this campus that are going into like entrepreneurial pursuits. Like for example, my two roommates are going into entrepreneurship as well. One of them has a startup in clothing. He's trying to make his own clothing brand in India because he's an international student. And also another one is trying to get into real estate investment. So those are different ways you can get involved in that. Research and innovation, massive. I really like to believe that Berkeley is a center of innovation. We are in the Bay Area, and really this is like the hotspot for technology, and this is where you're going to find lots and lots of opportunities to expand and grow your knowledge in. Community. So school spirit is huge here. If you ever went to a Cal football game, you'll see people wearing Berkeley merch, Cal merch. Honestly, if you walk around campus, maybe 25, 30, 40% of students will probably be wearing something that says Cal or Berkeley. Students here are proud of being Berkeley students, so that's something to keep note of. There's lots of different campus traditions here. Something I like to mention is the 4.0 ball and the 4.0 hill. Essentially, you can kind of get what that means. 4.0 ball, you rub this little spherical thing by the campanile, and it's said that if you rub it, you'll get a 4.0 GPA. The 4.0 hill is the same thing, but you roll down the hill. And then there's this thing called the 4.0 seal. So yeah, lots of 4.0 things. I've done them, but nothing really came about them with the 4.0 stuff. But it is something fun to try out, and it's definitely a pretty fun tradition. And also another thing, it is a welcoming, diverse, and collaborative environment. From my own experience, from going around and um, talking to like people in my classes, it's always been easy to just go around and ask them, hey, do you want to be my study partner? um, it's a very good space to make friends and get to know other people. So let's move on to the next slide.
Cool. Before I get into this content, we're going to launch another poll. Just want to know what you guys are interested in studying. So that should pop up on your screen in just a second. And also just to flag that we're going to have y'all answer this question, but if you don't know what you want to study yet, it's not like a huge deal. A lot of people, it might seem like a lot of people know exactly what they want to study coming in, but I promise you that plans always change. You don't necessarily need to know what you want to do. So no worries if you are undecided. This is not to pressure you guys into finding something. So we have, looks like a pretty even spread between engineering, biological sciences, environmental sciences, social science, arts and humanity, physical science, architecture, city planning, business. Honestly, seems like y'all are interested in basically everything. And I see some of you guys are unsure, still figuring out. And hopefully throughout this presentation, it'll become clear that that's like totally fine. And there's a lot of flexibility throughout your time in Berkeley to kind of take that time to figure it out. Cool. Well, in terms of our undergraduate colleges that we're going to go over, we have the College of Letters and Science, the Rausser College of Natural Resources, Environmental Design, Chemistry, Engineering, Computing, Data Science, and Society. And then we'll also talk a little bit about undergraduate offerings from the Haas School of Business.
Great. So the first thing we're going to go over is letters and science. This has 3 out of 4 undergrads in this college. Rena and I are both in the College of Letters and Science. We have 80 plus majors, including economics and psychology. That's what I'm in. Legal studies is in there. Molecular cell biology, political science, sociology, applied math, cognitive science, English, and a lot more. Basically, the rule of thumb I would say is that if you're in something in the sciences, not in engineering, chemistry, or anything in tech or business, then you're probably going to be in letters and science. So definitely a very, very diverse space to be in. All right, we can move on to the next one.
Something else I'll also just share about the College of Letters and
Mhm.
Sciences, particularly those for you who have a really specific niche interest, is that there's also an interdisciplinary studies program where you can kind of make your own major. And so I know someone who's combining like computer science and philosophy, art, fashion, business. So there's also that sort of program here, which might be really interesting if you feel like none of the 80 plus majors are exactly what you want to study. Now moving on to the Rausser College of Natural Resources. This is one of our founding colleges and also one of our smaller colleges on campus. There are 9 majors, including molecular environmental biology, society and environment, environmental economics and policy, conservation resources studies, genetics and plant biology. Most students within the Rausser College of Natural Resources are society and environment majors. And something that's really cool about this program is that I think they have some of the coolest like research opportunities for their students. One of my friends and actually former coworkers at this job did a research program through Rausser where he got to spend a summer or a semester in Tahiti, and he was working at sort of a research lab that Berkeley runs on Tahiti, which is really cool. So you have a lot of opportunities to kind of do like field work and like quite literally like get your hands dirty with applying all the things that you are studying, which is really cool.
All right, our third um, undergraduate college is the College of Environmental Design. It is within Bauer Hall. You can see that on the top right drone shots on the slide. It is our smallest college here at Berkeley, about 650 students, and it offers 4 majors. I like to think about them as all being related to architecture. So there's architecture, landscape architecture, urban studies, and sustainable environmental design. A great thing about being this in the College of Environmental Design is that we tend to have smaller classes in there, so it's a little bit more intimate than a lot of the other programs.
Wonderful. Now moving on to the College of Chemistry. Something I just want to flag though before I start talking about this is that for this and the next 2 colleges that we're going to talk about, we really encourage that you apply directly to a specific major. So for the College of Letters and Science, the Berkeley application is going to ask you to rank your, I think it's top 2 choices of majors. But as far as that goes for College of Letters and Science, it's helpful to kind of get an understanding of what you might be interested in studying, but ultimately you come in undeclared for that. So you have normally up until your sophomore year to figure out what you would like to study. For the College of Chemistry, College of Engineering, and the College of Computing, Data Science, and Society, we highly recommend that you apply directly to a specific major within those. So you won't be an undeclared major coming in. They just don't have a lot of undeclared spots available. Again, if you want more information and sort of clarity about that, recommend checking out the admissions, overall undergraduate admissions, and then also specifically the websites for each of these colleges. But a little bit more now about the College of Chemistry. It's about 1,000 students in it and 3 majors and 3 majors only. So it's going to be chemistry, chemical engineering, and chemical biology. So just a flag, if you're interested in chemical engineering, you will not find it in the College of Engineering. Don't go to the College of Engineering and poke around and see where chemical engineering is. It will be within the College of Chemistry here. The College of Chemistry, though, has some really deep and interesting history. For example, we've discovered over 16 elements, and you'll be able to tell that Berkeley discovered them because they're named things like berkelium and californium. So they are super on the nose and not at all humble about who found them. But I think it's a little bit warranted. If you discover the element, you get to name it and you get to show off and brag as much as you want.
Great. So we're going to move on to the College of Engineering, which is another one of our founding colleges. We have 11 majors, including electrical engineering, computer science, or EECS for short, mechanical engineering, bioengineering, civil engineering, aerospace engineering, industrial engineering, operations research, and many more majors, right? Something, our College of Engineering is one of our most prestigious programs here at Berkeley. A lot of our alumni get into lots of jobs in the Silicon Valley. Um, like I do know quite a few people from the College of Engineering, especially in EECS, that have gotten into Apple, Google, and a lot of different other Silicon Valley firms. I'd also like to mention that a lot of the alumni I know in the College of Engineering are a lot of them got into like startups and founded their own startup. Like for example, the startup that I am currently interning for is developed by a EECS major at Berkeley. So definitely lots of opportunities on your way. I definitely recommend that you, if you are in engineering, definitely get to meet the people around you. They're going to be doing really cool things.
There's also some really cool alumni in the College of Engineering, like Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. So College of Engineering has a long, long legacy of just like being wonderful and great and excelling at everything that they do.
That's right.
Now moving on to Computing, Data Science, and Society. This is our newest college and the first one that we've established in over 50 years, so we're very excited about it. There are three majors here: computer science, data science, and statistics. You might notice that there's computer science in this college and then also an electrical engineering and computer science, or EECS, in the College of Engineering. Those are two different programs. I think you can kind of guess by the name what the difference might be between them. But again, just maybe make sure you're reading and figuring out exactly what you want to study, because those applications are to two different colleges. Our first graduating class was in spring 2023, and about 1,500 students graduated, including one of my close friends. And so we're really excited to have this. Functionally, most of the things will be the same. You'll take the same classes. The professors will all be the same as they are now, but it's really cool to be able to have a new dedicated college to some of our biggest majors like computer science and data science. And if you look at the picture on the top right, that is a picture of the Gateway building that is being built. And I believe it's slated to open the fall 2025, or sorry, spring 2025, 2026 school year. But that'll be the hub on the north side of campus that this college will be housed in. So hopefully by the time that some of you guys are students here, you'll be able to use that beautiful, glorious, pretty new building that is about to open.
Cool. Let's move on to the next school. Yeah, there's the Haas School of Business, which is actually a graduate school, but it does have undergraduate pathways for you to study business. So if you're going in as a high school senior, we have a few different programs for you. We have the Speaker Undergraduate Business Program, which is our 4-year business degree. So you'll come in as a business administration major, right? There's the Global Management Program, which means that your first semester you'll be studying in London. And then the summer before that, you will be doing some sort of some classes in the summer at Berkeley. And then the last one I want to go over is MET, which is our co-joint program with the College of Engineering. So if you are interested in studying something like, let's say, EECS and business, or mechanical engineering and business, those are two common things I hear from people that I do know. So if you are interested in that, then you can apply for the MET program, which stands for Management, Entrepreneurship, and Technology. For continuing students, so like let's say like continuing freshmen, sophomore, juniors, we offer a 2-year business major. There's the LSBE program, which is a combination of our business and biology programs, and of course MET as well. And for transfers, we also offer the 2-year business major as well. And yeah, the pictures that you see over here, that's our beautiful Haas School of Business. I do think that it is one of the nicest facilities here on campus, without a doubt. I like you could see on the bottom right corner, that is a Haas Courtyard. That's one of my favorite places to study and meet up. I actually was there a few minutes ago, so it's a great place to be. So let's move on to the next thing. All right.
Absolutely ditto that. The Haas Courtyard is so, so pretty.
It's epic.
Next, we're just going to give a quick overview of the graduate schools. It seems like most people here are prospective students for undergrad, but you never know how far ahead you want to start thinking. And most of these colleges do offer some form of like undergraduate program, and I'll talk about that in a second. But we have 9 graduate schools. We have the Haas School of Business that Kail just talked about, Education, School of Information, Berkeley Law, Social Welfare, Optometry, Journalism, Public Health, and Public Policy. And so you can see pictures of those on the right. So the picture on the top left is the Wortham School of Optometry and Vision Science, home to our School of Optometry. Berkeley Law is on the top right. And on the bottom right is South Hall, which is the oldest building on campus, but it houses our newest graduate school, which is the School of Information. And then on the bottom left, that is the Berkeley School of Education. As I said, all of these programs do offer some form of most of these programs offer some form of an undergraduate program. So my minor in public policy, for example, is through the Goldman School of Public Policy. Haas offers their undergraduate programs. The School of Education actually just has started a new education sciences major, which one of our coworkers on the back end is. So a lot of ways to get involved with all of these things. You can even take graduate classes sometimes, depending on the program, as long as you get instructor approval. So interesting programs, and it's really exciting that undergrads get exposure to them.
Cool. So let's move on to the next subject. We're going to be talking about housing and dining. All right. So 96% of freshmen live in university residence halls. We have about 7 of them for freshmen. We offer doubles, triples, suites, and theme programs. For example, like let's say you wanted to live, if you're in the LGBTQ community, we have a theme program for that. Asian American, there's a lot of different programs. If you are coming in as a freshman, you do have a guaranteed housing offer. So that means if you apply, make sure that you put in your application on time, because that wouldn't be, if you do it late, then that would not be a very good thing. But as long as you apply on time and make sure that on your application you put any room, any location, you'll be completely good, and you can expect to receive a housing offer. Of course, our housing is housing and dining, right? So meal plans are included. And also for transfers and continuing students, we offer some on-campus apartments as well, and some dormitories. There's the Helen Diller Anchor House, which is our newest residence hall. There's a lot of different off-campus university dorms and apartments as well. There's, of course, yeah, the campus affiliated housing. There's private off-campus housing, which is like a lot of people do end up living there. I would say because they are cheaper. And then if you are into Greek life, then Greek life is totally an option for you. It's about 10% of our population here. And then you can live in fraternity and sorority houses if that's something you want to do. So that's definitely some stuff that you have, lots of different options. All right, next slide.
Thanks, Gail. Before I get into this, we have another poll for y'all. And it's going to ask where you guys are joining us from so that we know where everyone is. Earlier we said good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and now we'll actually know where from. So that poll should be up on your screen now. Looks like we have a lot of people from the Eastern time zone. Thanks for popping in. I know it's late for y'all over there, so thanks for joining us. A couple of people international, some Southern California, Northern California. Love to see the representation there. Alaska or Hawaii, Central time zone. Phenomenal. Well, no matter where you're from, no matter what time it is there, thanks for joining us. We're happy to have you here. Now we're going to head into a little bit about physical and mental health, very important. The first thing that I just want to flag is that at Berkeley, if you're a student here, you are required to have some form of health insurance. So if you're on your personal plan, employer plan, your parents' plan, you're good to go as long as it meets certain requirements. If not, you will be required to enroll in the Student Health Insurance Plan or SHIP. And this will give you access to, alongside any other health insurance plan, access to our urgent care, our Ting Center, where this is all housed in, primary care, pharmacy, counseling and psychological services, the optometry eye center. It'll cover everything. Your own personal health insurance plan will also work well here too. Also really want to flag counseling and psychological services. These are our mental health services for students. Students can sign up for, or I guess book free sessions with counselors just to talk through their day, talk through life. They also have group sessions. They offer meditation sessions. They can help you find resources off campus. But, college gets stressful. There's a lot of things happening. It's really important that we take care of both of our physical and mental health. And then there also are just like student-run resources. So for example, Pause for Mental Health is a student organization on campus where they just bring dogs to campus. And in between classes, you can go hang out with the dogs, pet them. They're always very cute. And then my personal favorite is Llama-Palooza, which you can see a picture of in the top right. It's basically an event every single year that they host where they just bring llamas to campus. And it's usually right before finals week. So you can de-stress from studying for your finals by petting llamas, taking pictures with them, feeding them. It's one of my favorite things that Berkeley does.
All right, next thing. I'd like to add also that Llama Palooza is like one of my favorite things to look forward to this semester. So definitely something I really like. In terms of health and safety, we have a whole bunch of different campus safety services. We have the UCPD, which is our own police department. It stands for the University of California Police Departments. We have a whole bunch of blue light poles around campus. We designed the campus so that within a 360-degree view of wherever you are on campus, you'll find one of these blue light poles, which you can call the call button, and then it will dispatch you to the UCPD. We have something called Warn Me, which is an email notification system. So if anything interesting or anything not so pleasant happens on campus, then it will notify you about what's going on over there. So it is what it says. Warn me. It warns you. We also have Safe Walk. I definitely recommend you try that out if you end up going to Berkeley. It's essentially you call a number on the back of your ID, and then they will dispatch a student employee that's been trained by the UCPD to walk you anywhere on campus. So let's say you wanted to walk from the student union to one of our 24/7 libraries, then you can totally call Safe Walk and have them walk you across campus, right? Also, we have a bunch of night safety shuttles that take you around campus at night. So if you don't feel like walking, then you can definitely take that. All right, so let's move on to the next slide, please.
Wonderful. Now moving on to our student resources. At the beginning of this presentation, I said that we have a big campus, but there are a lot of ways to make it feel smaller. I think student resources, student life, this is where you'll start to see some of those things come in. So we have a lot of different centers and departments that are dedicated to specific communities. So within the Centers for Educational Justice and Community Engagement, for example, we have the Black Student Center, the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Student Center, the Latinx Student Center, all of these things designed to support specific student populations and help with their transition into college, and they're just making sure that they have the resources that they need. The Associated Students of the University of California is our student government that I am part of. It is what it sounds like. It's student government. There's a lot of cool different offices, and especially if you're interested in like policy or education, advocacy, and equity, really great thing to get involved with. We have a transfer student center that also has a satellite office within the new Helen Diller Anchor House for transfer students. And again, they provide specific counseling and support for transfer students. And then we also have specific resources for undocumented students. We have the Undocumented Student Center. Again, same thing as kind of like the old things above, but they can also help you with just more specific, like if there's legal issues or mental health issues that are specific to sort of the realities of being an undocumented student, they can help you with that as well. And then we also have a variety of different support and equity resources. So for example, the Disabled Students Program, if you need a specific accommodation for your classes, like extra time on exams or anything like that, they can help work with you on that and make sure that your professor is aware. And then also the Basic Needs Center, which is one of the most underutilized resources on campus, I think. They offer financial support, housing support, support with food insecurity. They offer so many things, and they help both the community and Berkeley students. So if you find yourself in, for example, in need of emergency short-term housing, the Basic Needs Center can help you with that.
All right, let's move on to student life. This is my favorite thing to talk about. So there's over 1,000 different registered student organizations. I can guarantee you'll find something that you'll probably like. Ranges from volunteering. Let's say you're into leadership, or you can go into student government. There's lots of different language groups if you're interested in that. Lots of cultural groups. Um, Lots of different pre-professional clubs, like let's say like pre-law clubs. There's pre-med clubs. There's business clubs, consulting clubs, or there's so much for you to do here. If there's something that you're interested in, then just name it. We probably have something in there. I'd recommend you guys look at the Lead Center, which is, I'm trying to remember what the URL is, but we'll go back into that later. But you can definitely check what each one of these clubs are on one of our websites. Yeah, so some things that lots of Berkeley students love to do. There's volunteering. We actually have this thing called the Berkeley Project that we do, which is going to happen next week, where we just collectively do a lot of volunteer work for cleanups, all that sort of stuff. Okay, campus employments. I can definitely add on to that. I've been going to the Career Center since like my freshman year, and they've been such a valuable resource to me. The career counselors have been amazing. They've revised my resumes, gave me great tips on networking and how to ace an interview. and they've been just such a great resource. So I definitely recommend you use them. And honestly, most students don't take advantage of that during their time here at Berkeley. So definitely look at that. In terms of internships, we are close to San Francisco and Silicon Valley. I can say that our career fairs are great. You'll find firms like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Apple, Google, Intel. You'll find them all in our career centers. Our career fairs. I was able to actually get 2 different internships from just talking to people in the career fairs. So I definitely just come in with an open mind, wanting to learn, and then maybe something will come up. That's all I can say. It's such a great opportunity to be in such a space where so many different opportunities arise. Study abroad is such a great opportunity as well. We have programs from, I believe, every continent. So if you are wanting to go study abroad, then I totally recommend it. And then, of course, we're in the Bay Area. Definitely take advantage of being in the Bay Area. We have the BART system, which is our Bay Area Rapid Transit. It can take you to San Francisco, San Jose, all over the place. So definitely check out those places. So much to do. Okay.
Cool. Now just gonna give y'all a quick overview of our athletics. We are a Division I school in the Athletic Coast Conference, which I know is confusing because we are definitely not on the Atlantic coast, but that's where we are. And so we have sports like basketball, football, gymnastics, water polo, so much to see, so fun to get to go to those games and support our school and the athletes. Also, we represent very well at the Olympics. So as of the last Olympics, we have 246 former Olympians, many of them on like the swim team especially, which is really cool. But there's also ways to get involved with sports, even if you're not a D1 recruited athlete. And that'll be through things like club sports, which are still competitive. You still got to kind of try out for them and you get to compete with other schools. And then intramural sports, which are completely just like you get to come and have fun. Doesn't matter how much experience you have. So fun to watch, but also very fun to participate in.
All right, moving on to libraries and research, right? Something I really love about Berkeley is that we have 27 on-campus libraries. If you could see in your top left corner on that page, on the slide there, that really cool Parthenon Greek-looking thing, yeah, that's our Doe Library. That's one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever been in. Marble floors, high ceilings, chandeliers, absolutely phenomenal and gorgeous. If you ever come in person, if you could, definitely check that out. It's open to the public. We have a 24/7 library called Moffat. That is our top right image right there. Definitely have a lot of memories in there. Lots of very lively place to be in. That's what I'll say. Our libraries have over 13 plus million volumes of literature. So if you are someone that really loves to read, then bam, you got it. All in our libraries. I want to move on to research. There's lots of different ways to get into research. There's the undergraduate research apprenticeship program, which opens up every semester at the beginning of the fall and spring semesters, where you can work directly under a professor in whatever field that you're looking at. So just make sure to apply, and that is a great opportunity for you. There's a lot of departmental opportunities as well. It's like lots of different departments might have some research opportunities, like let's say econ has some as well, like in statistics and psychology. There's a lot of different ways to get involved with that. In terms of, you can also reach out to grad students as well. It's very interesting. Actually, today I had a grad student in CS that I was partnered up with for a business class project, and then she was actually the lead of a CS research project where they're trying to find out what is the best AI platform. And it's really popped off in the academic world. It's had over nearly 1.5 different user-generated votes for just trying to find out what's the best AI. So definitely lots of different ways to find out. So through that, I was able to find out like a way to be involved in that. So I'm currently working on trying to make their user interface better. So that's something I'm working on. So lots of different opportunities. Just make sure to take a look out.
Wonderful. Moving on to our famous alumni and professors. I've already talked about some of these people here, but we have quite, again, a history and legacy of greatness at Berkeley. And so here's just a very brief smattering of some of our famous alumni professors: Stephen Chu, the former U.S. Secretary of Energy; Jennifer Doudna, the 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, who still teaches here and teaches the Bio 1A class. There's a big introductory biology class that a lot of students have to take when they get to Berkeley. And so it's really cool that students get to learn from a Nobel laureate. Beverly Cleary, who was the children's book author of Ramona and Thesis; Chris Pine, beloved actor; Janisha Adams Ginyard, who was an actress and stuntwoman; Steve Wozniak, who I mentioned already, co-founder of Apple; and my personal favorite, because I love our U.S. women's national soccer team, Alex Morgan.
Epic. So now let's talk about campus highlights. Something I really loved and really got me into choosing Berkeley was just how gorgeous the campus is and just how how much stuff there is to do. Trust, like when you're in Berkeley, you are in the center of a lot of different things. When I mean San Francisco is like pretty close, it's literally like a 15 to 20-minute train ride away. It's such a phenomenal city, world class, and literally everywhere you go is a picture to be seen. You could see that picture of that squirrel. I could definitely say walking around campus, I really, really love the squirrels. They're absolutely, they're so cute. That's what I'll say. Um, the second picture, right in the middle, that is a beautiful picture of the San Francisco skyline. Any sort of elevated place on campus, you'll be able to see that. It's probably something I will definitely miss once I eventually, inevitably graduate from Berkeley. Um, on the lower left hand corner, that is our eucalyptus grove. That is my literally one of my favorite places to be on campus when I'm feeling stressed or I just need some air, somewhere to breathe. That place is always there for me. I absolutely love that place. I love walking through it. It makes me feel energized and it makes me feel like a new person every time I go through there. And just seeing that on campus, seeing that urban and just nature in one campus, just that's what really made me want to choose Berkeley. And obviously, yeah, right next to it, that's the creek. That creek, that Strawberry Creek, it runs throughout the entire campus. Also, a great place to go there and just maybe you can read, you can breathe, whatever you want to do by the river. That's something you can do. It's there's so much here on campus: trees, wildlife. The hills are great. Lots of great views. You could probably expect something like the SF skyline right there, and yeah, some of my most fond memories on camp, being a Berkeley student, is going to San Francisco with my friends, going to the Golden Gate Bridge. We've walked through the Golden Gate Bridge. Chinatown has amazing Chinese food, and just walking around the city is just a phenomenal thing to do in your late teens, early 20s. So much to do. Um, yeah, if you want to add anything to that, Rena, then
Yeah.
we can move on.
I just want to one up that I really love our campus. I'm not, obviously I'm biased and I recognize that, but I think that really you do get a really nice mix, or sort of like more city and then also just like also getting nature. Like it really does feel like you're in a park sometimes when you're on campus. There's a lot of green space. And I know it might be hard to picture, obviously, because we don't have pictures of everything here, but it really does feel like you're in a park sometimes. There's also a lot of clubs on campus that are specifically dedicated to sort of just like getting out in nature. So there's one called Chaos at Berkeley, and they do like different backpacking trips and hiking trips. They've also done like international backpacking trips. So if you're someone who really enjoys nature and hiking and all of that, and you're worried that like Berkeley is more of like a city area and the Bay Area is in general a bit more like of a city or surrounded by cities, don't worry, lots of ways to still get that nature side of things. But I think that is it, and we will move on to our Q&A now.
Awesome. Well, can we at home give it up for your tour guys? They were literally amazing. Rena and Kail. Mwah, 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 so amazing. Well, don't worry, we're gonna get to hear more from them very right now. So we are transitioning into our Q&A section. So you guys have been asking amazing questions in the Q&A feature. Please feel free to keep dropping them. So we're gonna go through. I'm gonna ask some questions out loud. Rena, Kel, and a little bit of myself. We're gonna go ahead and answer them verbally for you. You guys ready for the first question? All right. First
Yeah,
question is first question is if you could describe the campus vibe and environment in 3 words, what would those be?
yeah, I could definitely say that. Well, people here are very ambitious, but very collaborative. those are two words I will definitely say. And then probably in terms of the campus, hmm, it's just a it's a land of opportunity. So I don't know if I could really put that into one word. Uh Actually, maybe land of opportunity. That's my three words.
I love that. I would say two that jump to mind immediately. Number one is passionate. I think Berkeley students, it's so fun to get to just like talk to other students and hear about what they're interested in because there's such a palpable sense of like, yes, they really do want to do that and they really are invested in the things that they're studying. And everyone has kind of like their niche that they're really passionate about or like eventually finds a niche that they're really interested in. And it's just cool to be able to like soak in that energy. And I feel like it makes you more excited about the things that you're doing. I feel like another good word to describe the campus is like teaming. Like there's always just something happening. It's always like alive. There's never like a dull moment. There's always people like tabling for their clubs. There's always really cool events happening on campus, cool speakers that you can hear. Like it's just a bustling campus, I guess. There's always something happening, and I really do appreciate that because it makes it feel like I'm in college. I'm here, and that's really fun.
Awesome. Definitely to echo them. Campus is always very active, always very beautiful, and like Kail said, a land of opportunities. Like for myself, my first semester here, I was really into dance. I did a lot of K-pop dance, but then my second semester, I really focused into business. So there's such a diverse array and so much opportunities to do everything you enjoy here on campus. Awesome. Moving on to our next question. Let's talk a little bit about academics and that support from your professors. Is there support? How do you get support? And is there a connection you can make between your professors?
All right, I'll take this one. So I'm a tutor. I'm a tutor. So there's definitely tutoring services here at Berkeley. I can definitely vouch for that. We have this thing called the Student Learning Center. So like, let's say you're ever feeling lost in whatever subject you're learning. Doesn't matter if it's math, English, economics, whatever you can think of. We probably have something and a set of tutors for you to just help you go through whatever you're learning. So that's definitely one resource. We have office hours for that our professors provide. So they will tell you at the beginning of the year in their syllabus and the first day of class, okay, what day and time are they able to meet with students? I love office hours. I'm able to get to know my professors that way. For example, I something I love to do. This is not something most students do. I really love to ask my professors for advice. I think our professors are very wise, intelligent people, and you can learn so much from them. And of course, if you want to talk about the content from class, then you can certainly do that as well. They're always happy to help. And most classes have discussion sections as well, which is led by our graduate student instructors, and they're also a very valuable resource as well to reach out to, and they're always there if you um, if you decide to talk to them. So I'll definitely say that. All right. If
Yeah,
Rena
I'll
wants to add,
just yeah, I'll just add on to that. I think you have a wonderful opportunity at Berkeley to make a really good relationship with professors and also grad students, things like that. I know there's been a couple questions about that specifically, but the class sizes at the beginning of your year will probably, or beginning of your time at Berkeley will probably get bigger, but be bigger. Over time, they'll shrink. My smallest class was about 4 students and the professor. And so that was a teeny tiny one. But also, as Kail said, like all professors, graduate students, TAs, anyone hold office hours. And so those are just designated times for you to go in and chat with your professor. My professors personally are always complaining that no one is going in. So like
that's
that is your
facts.
time to shine, get to chat with them, say hi, ask them
Yeah.
about their life. They also really want to get to know you. Like I promise these are real people who want to know the people that they are talking to in the crowd.
Hmm.
When I think back in terms of like my mentors, the people that have helped me the most throughout my time at Berkeley, a lot of them have just been professors that I've just gone to office hours with and made an effort to try to get to know. And it's like incidentally opened so many doors for me and helped me with so many things. So you definitely do have an opportunity to make a really wonderful relationship um, with your professor, and like they're always happy to chat. Like they really do want to talk to you and get to know you as people.
Yeah, I can definitely say that for sure. My professors also always complain like, "Oh, why aren't I'm always here. Like, why aren't people coming? You know?" So like seriously, if you just make the initiative to come to office hours, you will most likely get one-on-one time with your professor, and these professors are just absolutely phenomenal. They come from very, very, very good academic backgrounds, like say Harvard, Stanford, whole bunch of different great universities, and they've done so much great research opportunities, and a lot of them are just like seriously top of their fields. So like I say, like I always ask for advice from them because there's so much to learn from them. So I really recommend and just vouch, talk to your professors.
Awesome. Yeah, great answer for both of them. Hit all of the surface level. I have nothing else to add, but yeah, definitely utilize your opportunities here at Cal. One more question that we have here in the chat is if you can go back to your first day, what's one thing you would do differently or just tell yourself to maybe help your career here at UC Berkeley?
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, if I could redo my first day, I was definitely scared. I was definitely scared. I was scared to reach out to professors. I was pretty scared to talk to the people right next to me. But really, the thing I've come to notice is that most people are nicer than you probably would have imagined. Um, when I mean this wholeheartedly, go to lecture, go to the person to your left, just go to the person to your right, make a conversation with them. You don't know what you're going to learn from them. Talk to your professors, talk to your GSIs, talk to your, like, I don't know, be friends with your tutor if that's something you want to do, or knock next door on your dorm floor, and get and introduce yourself. You seriously, you really don't know who you're gonna find. Like I accidentally, um, I just knocked on the other side of my dorm, and then I met people from other side of the world. I live with roommates from all over the place. Like two from India, one from Canada, and another one from the UK. And then a previous roommate was from Singapore. So you really are just. I wish I knew that sooner. I didn't really realize this stuff until the end of my freshman year, and I wish I could have took more time to get to know more people. And that's probably a regret I have. But this is definitely not something I'm not. This is definitely something I keep in mind now in all I do. Rena, you could definitely share whatever you have.
Yeah, I would say maybe for me, I would tell myself to just like try everything. Maybe it's kind of similar to Kail. I think I was like nervous coming in college, like it's my first day, like what is gonna happen? But I would just tell myself to like embrace it all, take it all in, and just try everything. Kail like said this earlier, like it really is just a land of opportunity. There's like over 1,000 student organizations that you can join. There's a million research opportunities you can find. And I found throughout my time here, when I look back, that the things that I've enjoyed most and that I've loved the most are just things that I would never imagined I could like I saw myself doing my like freshman year or anything like that. So try everything. Not everything has to stick. It doesn't have to be stuff that you keep up with long term, but like give it a go. See if you like it. And if not, that's really fine. But if you like it, like go down that rabbit hole as far as you want. Like there's always going to be more at Berkeley for you to explore. So really take advantage of the fact that like college is one of the few times that you have so many resources so accessible to you. Take advantage of that. Try everything that sounds interesting to you and just like give it all.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. To add on to that, I feel like I'm on a different spectrum of Kel and Rena. I think one thing I would tell myself is it's okay to balance yourself and okay to say no to some things as well. I'm a second year, so last year was my first year, and I did everything. Everything. I was super busy and I had an amazing time and great energy. But I think one thing I told myself, at least this year, was to really balance yourself and really focus in on the things I love. So you'll learn that as well in college, that there is, again, so many opportunities and everything. And try it all, but then always know that your academics have to come first. You are here to graduate first and foremost, no matter what. So always keep that in mind, but then continue to fill your schedule with the other interests and other hobbies and other, things that you love to do. And with that being said, those are all the questions I have for Kel and Rena today. So please thank our amazing tour guides while you're at home. And then we're gonna pop up the slideshow one more time. So I want to thank all of the amazing attendees that came to visit UC Berkeley here with us in our virtual space. If you want to see UC Berkeley, maybe kind of take another virtual tour in a sense, please visit our You Visit tour. This you'll be guided by another virtual tour guide, where you can click around, kind of like a Google Maps in a sense. You can click around, take a little view, and virtually walk around our campus, which is really cool. And I did a lot of those when I was, looking into colleges. So please do those for sure. Please do that for sure. Try that out. We also would love for you to stay connected with us. Stay connected with us through our Instagram and our Facebook, which is at Visit UC Berkeley. Again, that's at Visit UC Berkeley right here on your screen. We post a lot of great information on those two platforms, tailored towards our prospective students, tailored towards our prospective student families, and more. So you can learn a little bit more additional information about our campus, about our area, and about our tour guides as well. We love to do highlights and spotlights. So get to know more people like Kail and Rena and I through our Instagram and Facebook. Now, say we didn't answer your question today, so sorry, but hopefully we got to a lot of them. But if you have more questions throughout, thinking about this after today's tour or more, feel free to just email tour@berkeley.edu. That is tour@berkeley.edu, tour@berkeley.edu. And a student ambassador will be on the other side of that email to answer your question. So if you have any questions after today's tour that you feel like didn't get answered, or they just popped up as soon as you hit leave, don't worry. You can email us. Email us there and we will answer those questions for you. Now, we also have our Bear Talk blog. This is an amazing platform on our website where you can read about different student experiences from our campus ambassadors. Again, we have a plethora, a different diverse array of students that are tour guides here on campus, and they have all different experiences. So please feel free to go read the Bear Talk blog to find out more about them, more about their interests, more about their experiences here at Cal, and maybe you can relate to some of them as well. Now, again, our virtual visits are recorded and available with YouTube captionings on our YouTube channel, which is Visit UC Berkeley. Very seamless here. We have a lot of Visit UC Berkeley. You can find us on all platforms through that. But you can watch our recorded virtual visits on our YouTube channel. We have other visits in Mandarin and also Spanish as well. So if you have any other family members that maybe don't speak English too well, we do have those two tours in those two languages available for different family members and different people in your community to really engage with our UC Berkeley campus in a virtual space. So feel free to check out to check out our YouTube channel for more accessibility and more review when it comes to tours and our virtual space here at UC Berkeley. Now the QR code on your left-hand side for admissions presentations. That is where you'll find all the admissions information, what they're looking for. They have a great presentation. Also, financial aid is under that as well. So if you want more that focused for your next tour, feel free to just scan that QR code or go to admissions.berkeley.edu/visit, and they will have that information for you there. Now, say you finally are able to get out here, fortunately enough, you can definitely take an in-person campus tour. Heck, maybe even me, Rena, or Kail will be your in-person tour guide as well. But we would love to see you physically here on campus. So please schedule those, even if you know maybe in a month or two from now, you are kind of come out to UC Berkeley. I would say plan ahead accordingly. Our virtual or in-person tours do get booked up a little bit. So definitely plan ahead versus later. So go ahead and scan that QR code, bookmark it for next time as well. We'll love to have you here on campus. And with that being said, we had an amazing tour. Thank you, Kail. Thank you, Rena. We have a tradition here at UC Berkeley, how we like to end all of our tours with a Go Bears on three. A little weird in our virtual space. It's a little delayed, but it's still always the good energy and the good traditions and fun. So on the count of three, me, Kail, and Rena are gonna say Go Bears. Please feel free to do this on your side at home as well and do a big Go Bears with us. And with that being said, that will end our tour. Alrighty? Okay, Go Bears on three. One, two, three. Go
Go
Bears!
Bears!
Woo! Thank you guys so much for coming to our tour, and we'll see you hopefully soon in the future. Bye!